people, it's me, Anja. My pronouns are she and her, and welcome back to my channel for part 5 of my favorite books that feature queer people of color as the main characters. The first book on this list is called Ophelia After All. For those who don't know, this book is a YA contemporary following a half-Cuban, half-white, sapphic queer main character as she's navigating her own sexuality, new and old friendships, and the end of senior year. This book is absolutely so amazing, and it's so incredible, and it's so emotional, and so well done in every single element. This book, if you didn't know, is one of my 5-star favorites of 2022, which means that first of all, it made me cry at least 4 times, and second of all, there's nothing that I would change about the story, because every single element was literally so well developed. First of all, the queer representation was literally so authentic, and it was so well done. Second of all, the plot was so engaging, and it was absolutely so intriguing. Third of all, the characters were all so well developed and so distinct. There's never a point in time that I thought to myself that the author created too many characters or too little, because each and every one of the characters was so well developed and so distinct and so individual. The friendships were so authentic and so well done. The sapphic romance was so lovely, and it was so wonderful. I'm so excited to read the author's next book next year, because I just know that it's going to be so amazing and so incredible, because this book is so good, and with that it deserves all its hype and so much more. So with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is another 5-star favorite, and it is Every Variable of Us. This book is another YA contemporary following a young black bisexual main character as she looks for a way out of the hood, and her route out includes a Hindu lesbian and STEM. If you didn't know, STEM stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, and since the main character is a former basketball player, STEM is a little bit out of her comfort zone. This book is so good, and it's absolutely so emotional, and it's so authentic. First of all, the black queer experience really came through the pages and just seeped through and made the story come to life so much more, because the story was so vivid and it was absolutely so engaging. Second of all, the plot was so intriguing and it was absolutely so engaging, and I was so invested in the story from the very beginning to the end. The characters were so well developed and so distinct. The friendships were so wholesome and so lovely and absolutely so wonderful. I really enjoyed every single character. The sapphic romance was so well developed and absolutely so lovely. Friends to lovers is probably one of my favorite romantic tropes, and this book did it so well. This book is absolutely so amazing, and it's so underrated, and it deserves so much more hype. So with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Nothing Burns as Bright as You. This book is a YA contemporary in verse, and it follows a black sapphic main character as she navigates the complexities of female friendships, grief, and queer love. This book is so good, and it's absolutely so amazing. First of all, the free verse format was so lyrical, and it was absolutely so pretty and so beautiful. Second of all, the characters were so well developed and so distinct, and absolutely felt so authentic. Third of all, the sapphic relationship in this book felt so lovely and so realistic that I absolutely fell in love with it. Like, literally, the story is so good, and it's so underrated, and for what? Like, this book is absolutely so amazing, and it's so well done. The plot was so engaging, and it was absolutely so intriguing. The characters were so well developed and so distinct. The story itself was absolutely so intriguing and so well done. This book is so underrated, and it deserves so much more hype, and it really exceeded my very low expectations. So with that, I would highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Burn Down, Rise Up. This book is a YA horror thriller that follows a young sapphic Dominican main character as she's navigating why these weird, mysterious disappearances have been happening for over a year, and how they're rumored to be connected to an urban legend, and now she has a personal stake in it because her mom's mysterious illness may be related to these disappearances. I hope that makes sense. This book is marketed as Get Out meets Stranger Things, so we love to see it. This book was so good, and it's absolutely so amazing and so well done. And honestly, this book is so underrated, and for what? I would gladly support this author in the future because their writing was so engaging and it was absolutely so intriguing. First of all, the world building was so well done and it was so authentic. Second of all, the sapphic romance was so lovely and it was absolutely so wonderful. Third of all, the characters were so well developed and so distinct. Fourth of all, the plot was so engaging and it was absolutely so intriguing. This book was so good. I had really low expectations before reading this book because first of all, I had never heard of this author previously, and second of all, I don't really like thrillers that much because I tend to find them to be predictable, but this book was not predictable at all. In fact, it was so immersive, it was absolutely so engaging, and it truly kept me on my toes every single step of the way, so we love to see it. Anyway, this book was so awesome and it was so well done, so with that, I would highly, highly recommend it. The next book on this list is called Conuichi. For those who don't know, this book is a YA contemporary following a pair of sons who are working together to save their parents' businesses, and also they fall in love with each other. So that's fun. This book was so good, and it was absolutely so well done. For those who don't know why this book constitutes for this list, one of the main characters is half Chinese and half Japanese, and the other main character is Puerto Rican, and both characters are gay, so we love to see it. This book was so good, and honestly, it takes the cake over Meet Cute Diary, which is the author's previous book, and that's why I had high expectations for this book, but this book absolutely not only met those expectations, but exceeded them, so we love to see it. The two main characters were both so well developed and so distinct. I typically don't like enemies to lovers, especially in a high school contemporary setting, because I don't really understand why they were enemies, because it feels so petty and immature and stupid to me. But in this book, I truly understood it, and I also understood why they were lovers too, because they had such great chemistry. The romance was so fluffy and it was so cute, and it was absolutely so well developed. The plot as well was so well done, and it was so engaging, and it was absolutely so intriguing. This book deserves all the hype and so much more, so with that, I would highly, highly recommend it. So, in conclusion, first of all, I hope that this video helps diversify your bookshelf. Second of all, I have linked in the description box below parts 1 through 4 in case you want some more recommendations. So, anyway, in conclusion, if you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below the cactus emoji if you made it all the way to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!